Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to create LearnWorlds user on Gravity Forms submission. So I am an owner of an edutech company and using Gravity Form I have created a form with the help of which I collect my leads data and I use LearnWorlds in order to manage and organize all my courses that I sell. Now here what I want is that as soon as by any of the lead, a new form submission is going to be done using Gravity Forms. I want to create that lead as a user in my LearnWorlds account. Now creating these leads manually after the new form submission is done is very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build a connection between Gravity Form and LearnWorlds with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen.
In this video, we're going to learn how to create LearnWorlds user on Gravity Forms submission. So as an owner of an edutech company, I use Gravity Forms to collect my potential students' details through forms on my website. And I use LearnWorlds to provide platform where students can access their courses and track their progress. With the help of this integration of Gravity Forms and LearnWorlds, I can automatically create a user in my LearnWorlds account whenever by the lead a form submission is going to be done using Gravity Forms. This ensures that all new potential students are immediately enrolled into the right courses, saving me time, streamlining the entire registration process. And I'm going to create this amazing automation between Gravity Forms and LearnWorlds with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly apps in front of you in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides. From which we're going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow, I'm going to give it as Create LearnWorlds user on Gravity Forms submission. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select Gravity Forms Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow has been created in the name of Create LearnWorlds user on Gravity Forms submissions, and you can see there are two windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means what is action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Gravity Forms. As with the help of Gravity Forms, I have created a form with the help of which I am collecting my potential students' data. I want that as soon as by the potential student a form submission is going to be done using Gravity Form, I want to capture the response of the form submission over here in my trigger. That is why for my trigger application, I'm going to select it as Gravity Forms. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as New Response. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. Using this unique webhook URL, we are going to build the connection between Gravity Forms and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, log into your Gravity Forms account. So this is the form that I've created in the name of contact form, and I want to connect this form to Pabbly Connect. After opening the form that you want to connect to Pabbly Connect, over here it says settings, click on it, and after that from the drop down you can see it says webhooks. Click on the webhooks option right here. As you're going to come towards the webhook, you're going to land towards the webhook feeds page. Now what we're going to do is we're going to connect our contact form account to Pabbly Connect. For that, click on this add new button over here. It is asking for the webhook name. So the webhook name over here, I'm going to write it as new form entry. This is the webhook name. For the URL, I'm going to paste the webhook URL right here. Request method, I'm going to select as post. Format, I'm going to select as JSON over here. If you want, you can enter the headers and the values according to your requirement. I require all the fields, so I'm going to select all fields right here. And then I'm going to click on the save button to save this webhook URL into the form. It says settings is updated. As now this webhook URL is successfully added, I'm going to go back to the form that I've created using Gravity. As now the webhook URL is successfully added to this form over here, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. You can see it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether Gravity Forms is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what we're going to do is, we are going to do the test submission of this form that we have created using Gravity. And after doing the test submission, we're going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response or the test submission being done or not. Okay. So now let us do the form submission of this form right over here. For that, I'm going to open this preview button on a new tab over here. So this is the preview of this form. Let us now do the test submission, okay? It is asking for the first name of our lead, that is our potential students. So for the first name over here, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write it as Smart. For the last name over here, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write it as student55. For the email address, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write it as smartstudent55@pabblytudes.com. And for the phone number over here, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to enter a dummy mobile number right here. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the submit button to do the test submission. It says, thanks for testing our form, okay? As now the form submission is done, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. And as you can see over here, the response of the test form submission has been captured in our trigger with the dummy mobile number. Email as smartstudent55@pabblytudes.com. Status is active. You can see right over here. If I'm going to further scroll down, first name is Smart and last name is student55. As now the response of the form submission has been captured in our trigger, this means that Gravity Forms has now been connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. Now let us set up our action step, and over here my objective is that as soon as by the potential student a form submission is going to be done using Gravity Forms, I want to create that lead that is generated as a user in my LearnWorlds account. Now for that we're going to set up our action step, and for the action application over here what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select it as LearnWorlds. And for the action event, I'm going to select as create user, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, it is asking for the API URL, client ID, confirm client ID and client secret. Now from where we are going to have all these details, for that log into your LearnWorlds account. After logging into your account, from the left side of the panel, over here it says settings, click on settings option right here. As you're going to come towards the settings, from the left side of the panel, go to the developers option right here. As you're going to land towards the developers page, you can have the client ID, client secret and the API URL. So I'm going to copy these details from here and paste it right over here. So what I'm going to do is, one by one, I'm going to copy it from here and paste it over there. As I have successfully pasted all the required details, I'm going to click on the save button to create the connection. As you can see, LearnWorlds has now been connected to Pabbly Connect. After that, it is asking for all these details, with the help of which we are going to create a new user in our LearnWorlds account. So for the data of these fields, what we're going to do is, we're going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how it works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step. As I'm going to click on it, this is the same response that was captured in our previous step of our leads data. And I'm going to create the same potential student as a user in my LearnWorlds account. So for the data of this email field, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select the data of the email of my lead from my previous response, as I want to create this lead as a user. As I selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I've mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means now whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. It is asking for the username. For the username, I'm going to select the data of the first name and the last name of my lead right over here for the username field. For the password over here, I want the password as the first name's last name. I'm going to enter an underscore 12345. This is the password over here, okay? After that, it is asking for all these details. I'm going to select as false right here. It is asking for tags and all the other details, which I do not require. So I'm going to simply skip the part over here. Okay, I'm going to skip all the things. And then I'm going to simply click on the save and send test request button right here. As I've done that, we have received a response in which we have received the ID, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my LearnWorlds account. This is my LearnWorlds account's users page. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, you can see a new user in the name of smartstudent55 with the email as smartstudent55@pabblytudes.com has been successfully added to my LearnWorlds account. As the user has now been added, this means that we have successfully created an automation between Gravity Forms and LearnWorlds with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of an edtech company, and using Gravity Forms, I have created a form with the help of which I am collecting my potential students' data. What I've done is that I have selected my trigger application in this workflow as Gravity Forms new response, as whenever by the potential student a form submission is going to be done using Gravity Forms, the trigger over here is going to capture the response of the form submission. And for the action, I've selected as LearnWorlds create user, as now using the response that is captured in our previous step of our students' data, a user is going to be automatically created in my LearnWorlds account. And with Pabbly Connect, I've built a connection between these two applications in this manner. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.
Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.